With us very quickly approaching the release date of the highly anticipated Fairy Tail Chapter 519, many people are beginning to question what we'll see come out of the current situation that we currently see Urza in, and overall, what will take place within this chapter. In the last chapter, we actually left off with Urza on a head-on collision course with a meteor, and with a majority of her bones broken aside from those in one of her arms. Now, many things are actually being talked about and in general just hyped up as possibilities for this upcoming chapter. One of the main things actually being the return of Acnologia, and another of the main things being the death of Eileen Belsirion. Now, personally, when I try and think of one of these occurrences taking place, I really can't think about it much and expand on it without introducing the other possible occurrence. Now, I feel as if the return of Acnologia is only destined to go hand in hand with the death of Eileen Belsirion. So with all the hype surrounding these two possibilities, many, including myself, are talking about the death of Eileen Belsirion taking place after the return of Acnologia, all of which happening within this chapter. Now, to say the very least, though, this would be an absolutely insane moment in terms of Fairy Tail to see Eileen die, and as well to see Acnologia's return. Now, for starters, in regards to Urza's reaction to her mother's death, I'm saying it right now, this will be an insane moment for Fairy Tail. Now, personally, I actually see it going one of two ways. Either A, Urza actually puts it behind her, seeing as Eileen was the enemy of her real family, Fairy Tail, or B, Urza realizes the greater picture and actually realizes the fact that Eileen was her mother, her own flesh and blood, and from there we could just see Urza absolutely lose it. However, when it comes to her going to the extent of fighting Acnologia if Eileen is to die to his hands, yeah, I personally can't see that exactly happening simply because of the fact that Urza's not in the state where she can fight, especially a force as great as Acnologia, and I doubt a because she's Urza moment could take place to the extent of her fighting Acnologia with all of her bones broken aside from the ones in her arm. However, I don't believe it would be a one-way fight where Acnologia is taking on Urza either. I've said it many times in the past, Acnologia is a heavily motive-driven person, and as far as the war goes, he simply wants to slay all the remaining Dragon Slayers while the war is going on. He has no affiliation with this war whatsoever. Now, if he were to slay Eileen, I don't think it would simply be because she performed the lost magic of Universe 1, which placed him God knows where at this current point in time. However, I do believe that along with the fact that it would have something to do with the fact that she's a Dragon Slayer. Since witnessing the death of God Serena take place where Acnologia then went on to mutter 7 remaining as he walked away, everyone has simply regarded the final 7 to consist of Natsu, Wendy, Gajeel, Sting, Rogue, Loxus, and Cobra. However, as for me, I don't exactly believe that Acnologia has any reasoning to slay Loxus and Cobra because of the fact that they are 2nd generation Dragon Slayers. You may try and argue against me though and bring up the fact that God Serena was a 2nd generation Dragon Slayer, therefore with my logic, that would take him off of Acnologia's hit list. However, God Serena was a special case because he didn't only have 1, but 8 separate Dragon Slayer Lacrimas, and this, in my personal opinion, leads him to being an immensely more powerful character in general when it comes to Dragon Slayer magic than Loxus and Cobra. But when it does come down to it, if this were to be the case, Acnologia would technically have actual genuine motives to kill Eileen prior to her even using Universe 1 and giving him more motives, and seeing as he's a very motive-driven person, I could actually see him ignoring Urza for the most part and continuing on his quest to kill off the remaining 6 Dragon Slayers after slaying Eileen. As for the meteor, in this case, to be completely honest, I'm not exactly too sure what would happen to it, unless we see another because she's Urza moment, where Urza cuts a meteor literally in fucking half, then I can't really see a silver lining with Urza surviving. However, she could destroy it, or maybe since the meteor is attached to Eileen in terms of the magic support, maybe we'll have just like, you know, spontaneously combust or something after Eileen dies. I'm not even sure about any of this though. As well, the chapter titles Show Me Your Smile. Yeah, I'm not exactly too sure how to fit that in with my theory either, but when it does come down to it, I could see this theory either just taking place within chapter 519 or even at a later date. So the ideas I've shared within this video for the upcoming chapters aren't limited to just the upcoming chapter alone. Nevertheless, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it and are hyped for 519, remember to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new. Peace.